Mike's chest hair is a good start to the stream, personally.
Save that for break.
Yeah, seriously. We can objectify each other when we're not live on stream. We can objectify each other then.
Fuzzy little man. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
We've gained 3 more followers since we've been sitting here.
I know. It's gonna be.
What did we do?
It's the chest hair.
It's the chest hair.
Exactly.
I'm gonna Velcro some on me.
Yeah, just all of us come in with like just giant
chest hair
patches. Oh no.
I mean, if I need to go change shirts for the people, I will.
All right, so we have to go get our deepest V-necks.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh,
I bought it on accident.
This will get flagged. Don't get this flagged for nudity, please. I would be so mad.
I'm gonna get my Anastasia hoodie that's zip up. I'm just gonna like leave it all the way unzipped, just like barely covering myself.
I'm just there's nothing wrong with me and a DP.
No.
Sparklet, is there anything wrong with him in a DB?
Is there anything right?
I would trust your opinion more. So.
Is there anything right with it?
I don't know. I haven't had to see it, so.
I am okay with keeping that illusion unshattered. Hello, welcome to our Twitch viewers. If we didn't scare anyone away, my name is Stripper Rabbit on TikTok, and I am an active DM that loves creating homebrew stories. This campaign started a little bit a while ago, and we just recently started streaming every Friday night at 7 p.m. I forgot Pacific time, 9 Central, and then 10 for those playing on the East Coast. This campaign is set on the Sword Coast in New Neverwinter mostly, but right now it is set in Waterdeep, where the players have come and met one new member of our party, Nock the Kenku, but Aerie Windwisher, Barthos the Magnificent, Odium Pierce, and Jolandis Luna have found themselves once again falling completely into non-stop trauma. They have fun too. It's fine. Particularly if you want to watch any of the past streams that we have. We are also running Curse of Strahd, run by Hello Operator. Just really quickly, if everyone wants to go around and say who they're playing tonight and just a little bit about your character. We'll start with Sporklet tonight. Who are you playing?
Hi, Sparklet on TikTok. I am playing Nock, who is a Kenku rogue / wizard. And he's just a happy-go-lucky guy. Probably the least traumatized of the entire group.
For now.
And Poor Locks, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Jolandis Luna, the Draconic Sorcerer / Bard. I have a sad backstory, and I'm part of the reason why we're in Waterdeep right now, to deal with some father issues.
Daddy issues. We can call it daddy issues.
I was raised differently. I don't say daddy.
It's father.
Father? Sorry.
Oh.
Father? Sorry.
Father.
Hello, Operator.
It's already starting. Hi, I'm Hello Operator on the TikToks, and despite what you may have heard, I have glorious chest hair. And I'm playing Costas the Magnificent, who has, what did we say, like one individual chest hair?
No, you have like a tuft of chest hair now, and it is kind of like a Brillo pad.
Tuft.
It's like a Brillo pad. You've tried to shave it, and it just wrecks the razors. It is there.
Oh dear. Bastos is magnificent. If you, real quick, if you are getting an echo, it might be specifically when myself and Sporklet are talking, because we're 5 feet from each other.
You're within melee range.
Yeah.
Oh, also because somebody is hot micing.
Hot micing.
Hot. It might be a military term. It means you're not on push to talk. You're just on we're listening to you.
You need to stop giving me flashbacks.
Speaking of Mega Red, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Ari Wigwisher, the Air Genasi monk fighter rogue, and she does not have a happy backstory, and we might be getting into that soon, so I'm sorry. Just mostly to the party who has to also get into that with her. We could, or we could follow her advice and just run north. I hear Icewind Dale is great this time of year.
Yeah, something tells me there's other shit going on there too. Not that I've planned that out or anything. And Blackthorns.
And if you hear barks, that's just because the dogs like to get involved too.
Yep. They're trying to inspire you. Blackthorn's Apothecary. Who are you playing tonight?
I will be playing the Watcher Paladin, Shadow Sorcerer. What was my other? Oh yeah, Hexblade Warlock, Odium Pierce, who is at the behest of all the gods. Just all the gods.
There's quite a bit. There's a big portion that wants a slice of that odium.
It's because I'm so delicious.
Your soul might be.
Yeah.
So, catching people up who, well, obviously a lot of this wasn't streamed. All of these players met, all but one met at Unity College in New Neverwinter, a training college for adventurers. They were put and selected to be in a traveling party together where they have learned different skills and gone through different battles, different fights, different backstories, different trauma. And they have now made the change to Waterdeep, where they have met up with Nock the Kenku, who is now a member of their party but still prefers to sleep in their own bed. Last session, all of you decided to split the party to do separate things in Waterdeep. First and foremost, Joe finally confronted his past friends, his best friends from the orphanage that he grew up in, Lucian and Johanna. There was a giant fire at this orphanage, and Joe, thinking that his draconic sorcering powers caused the fire, ran away. But this past session allowed him to have a little bit of closure, knowing that the fire was not caused by him, but instead caused by some sort of fey conjuration magic. This magic, closest to described as fairy fire, as radiant, not flame, caused marks on the actual survivors, and anyone who perished was instantly vaporized. But he did have some closure. Johanna and Lucian's wedding is, I think, now 48 days. We've got the countdown going. And while this was happening, Ari, Nock, and Barthos went to Flavortown, one of the general stores run by Guy Fieri, who is not a nice guy. But turns out that he is friends with another not-so-nice guy, Lord Davenport, from the city of Neverwinter. Kind of skeevy slave trader. retired, but a slave trader nonetheless. After investigating a certain type of potion for, and I am forgetting the NPC's name at the moment.
Thomas and Lily sour sauce. Sour sauce.
Sarsus, yes.
Sure, that.
You discovered that Lily is having night terrors. When brought into a little bit more of a light and understanding, when you met Kilt O'Branigan, the bastard son of Guy Fieri, explained that she is transforming into a monster every night. That these potions help. After an identify spell says that they don't really help the condition, they just keep her paralyzed throughout the entire night. You find also that the Harpers, as you met with the previous session, these Harpers, the protectors of Waterdeep, secret society. Turns out Ares' mentor is one of them. And she is granted a quest to track down a Temple of Sirik, part of Ares' backstory. In the middle of the Forest of Repentance, this quest was given to Trudy in Unity College, the head dean, by a man who calls himself A, and is some sort of wizard. That there are cursed people, a demon dragon, and cultists running amok in what would normally be a very quiet and private forest. Ari has not shared this with the rest of the party yet. Now, a couple of other things happen. Joe and Barthos have a moment. Odium goes on a date with his girlfriend, Lucia, the Peace Domain cleric. And after watching Taming of the Sand Shrew, which I will not be revisiting the lines that I came up with.
I forgot that.
Walking back, sitting on the steps of the Temple of Ogma, Odium realizes that there is a man standing on the roof. Stark white skin with almost pale blue-gray eyes, very long blonde silver hair blowing behind him as he wears a red sash, which what you can assume would mean that he's tied to the group of rogues that attacked you the night previously. Odium, give me a perception check.
Oh, I'm good at these. That's 5.
You're kind of distracted by just, while you're looking at his skin, it is so white in this pale moonlight. It's not a full moon, but it is a couple of days from being, so there is quite a bright light cascading off of his skin, almost a glow, like a sparkle. And as he looks at you and you look at his eyes, you see them flash, just for a moment, a bright yellow. And you see another figure behind him, but you can't make out, other than he's wearing a hood and he wears a staff on his back.
I'm going to point him out to Lucia.
Lucia looks at you, and as she looks over, she's going to make a perception check. Is that high enough? So, as Lucia makes out the man, she quickly grabs your arm. Normally, you're used to having this heavy armor weighing you down, and instead, it's skin-on-skin contact. As you can actually now feel almost the the grip. But Lucia's not looking at the man with the long blowing hair. She's looking at the man in the back. And she says, Odium, I know that man.
Who is he?
As you see this other man step forward, you see him to be human of some sort. It's quite a bit off. And while this moonlight is quite bright, he kind of stays more in the shadows. You see a tuft of almost dirty brown hair. But as you look closer, kind of peer your eyes, Lucia grabs your arm and says, it's my old teammate.
Oh, I was way wrong. How long has it been since we saw him?
Quite a bit of time. At least a couple of weeks in game.
But didn't he leave when Felix left?
Mm-hmm.
We last saw him when we were leaving to go into the forest
Mm-hmm.
on that mission.
That was
He kind of saw us
that
leaving
was
town.
so long ago.
And you see
You
one
still like dogs then?
he appears to be wearing the same robe, bright white, with kind of a crimson paneling all the way down. Covers most of his face, same black staff with kind of metal almost wrapping around in different parts of the staff itself. But you see a new addition.
Oh, I love that band.
A bright red sash adorns his waist. As you hear in your head, a voice starts to speak to you, Odium, as this man reaches across and just points out a single finger to you. You say, and you're realizing that this is not a spell that's happening to you. It's almost like an innate mental connection that is just like electricity, like a lightning flash that just hits your entire body. And as it does, you feel this cold chill creep over your back, and your back of your neck immediately starts to sweat. And he says, you've made quite the impression. I hear someone in your party is looking for me. As you look, this glow that's coming off of him, you start to see he is actually almost translucent, almost as if his figure is shaking back and forth. As you see him start to take a step forward, you see the monk step behind him as he holds up his hand, and he says, stay here. As he begins to step off the edge of the roof and just begins to glide, not fly, but just glide softly down to the ground. He stands about 100 feet from you at this point, does not approach any closer. As you see Lucia kind of grab her staff. What do we do, Odium?
This is an excellent question. I'm fairly certain we cannot take him on our own. If only I can talk to my friends, but I can't.
You hear a voice in your head again. I did not come to fight. I came to apologize. For my men were not who I thought they were. They'd been corrupted like everything else in this city.
You referring to the ones that tried to rob us the other night?
You see him start to reach into the waistband of his pants as he pulls out what appears to be a glowing white crystal. Kind of almost has silver banding around it, and a giant shining powder blue rune attached in the center. He says, I assure you they won't be any trouble to you anymore.
Firstly, detect... No, he's too far away. Never mind. Well, in that case... and why should we believe you? Why should we trust you?
You shouldn't. You should trust no one in this city. There are a few honest, yes. But this city has a way of changing people. Not for the better. I wish for you to give Barthos a message for me.
And what would that message be?
Tell him I'd like to see the progress on his book.
And who should I say the message is from?
As he turns his back to you, starts walking towards the building behind him, takes a look back and he says, just a ghost. As he walks through the building and disappears out of sight. You look up and you still see the monk standing. He throws a dagger, not at you, but at the ground. And then grabs the compartment on his pouch, flicks, vanishes.
Is that dagger still on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that smart. I want to go. I want the dagger.
Okay.
I don't even use daggers. But I'll go get it.
As you walk up to the dagger, I mean, at first it looks like a normal dagger.
Swear to God, it explodes. I'll pick it up.
Okay. As you pick it up, you've seen quite a few blades in your time, and as you're kind of looking it over, make a perception check.
Oh, hey. 17.
As you're kind of looking it over, flipping it over in between your hands, at first it kind of feels like it's normal weight. But as you kind of turn it over in your hands, just for a slight second, you feel a shift of weight from the inside.
Oh. When the weight shifted, did it feel like liquid?
No.
Okay.
It feels solid. As you kind of flip it over in your hand and you start to shake it, it starts to rattle. Just a slight shift.
I will squeeze my hand and bamf it to the bag of holding.
Okay. Disappears in a flash.
Deal with that, and we go to Swaggers to get my armor.
Did you leave the bag of holding with him?
No, but I don't want to. I don't have pockets. I don't have a belt to just slide it into. I'm on a date, not carrying weapons with me.
Okay. As Lucius stands there looking back at you, we're going to cut over to Barthos and Joe. Having a lovely evening. Just chilling out. It's just two bros hanging out, seeing what's going to happen, you know? What are you guys doing this evening?
Kissing.
Practicing kissing.
All about those owlbears, yeah?
Oh God, the fan fiction. I didn't even think about that.
The owlbears.
Barthos ex Joe.
No.
It's too late. It's in the universe now.
No, they haven't met Brahm.
They haven't.
That's a good point.
Who's the uwu and who's the owo?
I need you to stop.
Braun, definitely the ooh.
Yeah.
The ooh woo and the oh whoa. I can't. All right.
I mean, we're waiting on Ari to come back from the library.
Yep.
Odin come back from his date, and not back home sleeping.
Sure, I do have a question for you, since it's just the two of us, you and I.
Yeah.
How does your family, say, do their laundry, or get their hair cut? I promise this question has merit.
As far as I'm aware, Arthos, as most nobility does, they do everything in home, as so they don't have to communicate with the common realm.
I wonder if it is perhaps possible to... I have ideas. Things that might be able to solve your problems. I came up with a little spell.
You know what? I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna...
It's perhaps best if you don't. All I need is your father's toenails.
I'm gonna ask now.
I have the ability. I think I have. I haven't tried it out myself yet. But once per evening, either myself or one of us could slip into the dreams of another. And it's easier to do so if we have a piece of their body which is no longer attached. It doesn't have to be like a fleshy bit, but it's like hair, fingernails, dander.
Now I'm starting to think technical, but Joe's not smart, so because I'm like, would blood count? Because
Blood might count. Do you have some? I mean, I know that you have blood, but I mean,
yeah,
like not the blood of your father that runs through your veins, but like
that's
actually.
where it gets kind of weird.
Oh, I like weird.
As far as stuff that I have from my father, not much. he was not a very giving man to me.
To be fair, if he had given you his toenails, then I would have far more questions.
That is, you're really stuck on the toenail thing.
I don't know why.
Meanwhile, Barthos is painting his toenails blue.
I mean, what are you trying to... I'll ask this. What are you trying to accomplish? And then we can worry about trying to... What's the end goal here?
Well, depending on how we want to go about this, we could deliver a message. Or we could make sure he never sleeps again. Options.
You know, I just realized that I haven't really put too terribly much thought into how I'm going to speak with my father, because my first thought was pose as a noble, but I don't think that would work.
We could do this tonight. I see. Having a bit in pieces of your father only applies if I'm trying to frighten him or cause a nightmare. If you wish to slip into his dreams and speak to him, we can simply do that. So
I mean, here's where things get weird. How safe do you want to make that journey? Because we can either get it from the source, or
I
we
am
could go a
quite
safer route.
skilled with the scissors. How would your father look with frosted tips?
How would you look in a torture chamber?
I've been there. The answer's terrible. But I smell what you're stepping in.
Yes, that's... We could either get it from the source in infiltrating my father. We could visit my sister and see if she has any memorabilia.
Yes, that sounds perfect. Why would she have his toenails?
I'm saying, like, childhood memories. Or,
I think it has to be physical.
I'm saying, like, token. Does it have to be, like, a part of his body?
Yeah, I will do more research and I will find out.
As you guys are having this conversation, Knock, was there anything else you wanted to do tonight after getting a shit ton of money from Swaggers? Or was there just
No.
going to
I'm just going back to my apartment and sleeping.
Okay.
I'm setting shit, how much was it? 300 gold aside to pay Joe back.
Okay.
Even though it was a gift. But I'm still gonna pay him back.
Okay. As you kind of make your way up to the
I was thinking about retiring.
Yeah. Coming up from right as the game is getting good. You can't get out of the game too early.
And new character.
As you're coming up from the under, you do a familiar wave to a very begrudging looking orc who just nods and rolls his eyes.
I try to do a secret friendship handshake. He never reciprocates. So it's me just
it's just
hitting,
you're doing
hitting
like
his hand a bunch of times.
And he's just like And as you walk out onto the street, it is a pretty cool night. There's, a very bright moon that's lit very well. You definitely keep to yourself and you keep an eye out to see if there's any more of those red-sashed trolls that tried to attack you the night previous. Make a perception check for me.
Well, it's a 1 plus 3, so it's a 4.
It is, you're just on cloud 9. from
It is
getting
a
all of
great
this
night.
money. It's a great night. You're thinking, how can I get more of this peridium for swaggers? Because this is the easiest. This is quite easily the fastest money you've ever made.
I am absolutely thinking that. I am preoccupied with that.
So you don't really notice much. But you make it back to your flat in one piece. You head up those sticky floors, and prestidigitating your feet once you kind of get up the stairs. And you make your way into your apartment, click the door behind you, kind of flop down on the bed, and just give a nice little, like, scream. I'm going to let you make the nice little scree noise. And you go to bed with a giant smile on your face. Ari, you have been in the library doing some research for some time. As you are sitting there, you see, the shelves lined and lined with books, and the librarian just writing away, all four of his spectral hands kind of writing, doing a very similar thing to Braylon that you noticed from the new Neverwinter Temple of Ogma. You do see him, after a while, he stops, and he kind of walks up to you and says, "Forgive my apologies. I will be stepping out for a moment. Would you mind just watching the library for me?"
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing really that much to do. It's mainly just if you need anything,
Watch
I
the
just
book?
won't. Yeah, I just won't be here. So nobody's gonna come
Okay.
in and take anything. It's mainly if someone was
Yeah.
wishing to, if someone else comes in wishing to check out a book this late, I will be back literally in 20 minutes. Just tell them that, or for them to come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, sure. I'll take whatever book I happen to be looking at the time. I will go behind his desk and feel official.
Okay. As you go behind his desk, his chair, I mean, he's an Asmar, so he's fairly large build. And as you go to sit in his chair, you actually, for the first time, feel kind of small. You're used to kind of traveling with a bit of shorter compatriots.
Hey, we're three of us are like the same height. It's just two shorties in our party.
Yeah. But there's a sizable difference as you kind of have to jump up into his seat.
Aries sitting at the counter like this. I need a phone book. Cast levitate on myself. I already tried to cast it today, but
as you're sitting there, you start to hear, a little bit of almost a musical sound. Starting to sound like almost like a strumming instrument. And as you're looking around, you kind of are glancing, trying to find where the source is coming from, and then snap. You find yourself standing in a long hallway, brightly lit, wooden stairs and kind of almost chestnut colored walls, very well lit, leading up to a familiar door.
Can't we do this on my timeline? Whatever. I'm supposed to watch. God. Alright. I go and I let myself in. I don't knock.
As you walk, you open the familiar brass door. You open up and you see a familiar, almost fey-like humanoid sitting there drinking some tea.
I'm supposed to be watching the library. This isn't the best of time.
The library will be fine.
I mean, it's your library, but okay.
He kind of gestures to the seat that is empty across from him.
Yeah, I know the drill.
As you
I
sit
sit
down,
down.
the seats are cushioned as normal, very, very light and bouncy. You see he has a stack of books in front of him, and you see a familiar sky blue book with white writing on the cover, placed off to his right-hand side.
You know, I tried to get a hold of you a few times since we've been in Waterdeep. But you didn't answer.
This connection we have, Ari, is jumbled.
I mean, I was literally inside your temple every single time I tried, but sure.
Oh, I get that, but Ari, you're not a spiritual person. Trying to pull your consciousness to another plane of existence, even within my walls of my temple, can be sometimes difficult. Forgive me.
No. I was hoping it was a sign that you took my advice and left this room and actually did something, but...
Some doors stay shut, but not forever, Ari.
Okay.
I do intend to keep my promise, you know.
That's good. I intend to hold you to that promise.
He leans forward and he says, "Are you sure you want to remember these things, Ari?"
I need to. It's not a question of want. I need to know. And you, I don't know how better to explain it, but if I'm ever going, to be able to face him, I need to know what he's done.
Okay.
And they're mine. He stole them from me. I want them back.
As he goes to reach for the book, he starts to open up the pages. You take a look at the pages as he's passing, and once again, they are blank. But it looks like he's looking for something. I said, well, perhaps it is best that we start at the beginning then.
How early are we starting? Like the beginning?
He kind of stands up out of his seat and walks over to you on your side of the table. And he says, just know, Ari, that this is what you wanted. They are your memories. And as he reaches out his hand, and you see him starting to reach towards your forehead.
Stiff as a board.
He kind of hesitates, but seeing that you're not going to lash out at him, he goes and he touches your forehead with 2 fingers, his other hand on the book. At first, nothing. Kind of bracing yourself for this impact. And nothing happens. just as a moment you feel your body completely relax, almost like in our world, a TV screen turning off, just sucked into this black, just wipes. And as you open your eyes, at first it's kind of hard to see, as there's quite bright light wherever you are. And you feel warm. Feel a strong support on your back. As you kind of open your eyes and adjust, you realize that you're a baby. And as you look up, you see a single braid cascade down and kind of touch your face. Bright blue, braided nicely off to the side, fashioned with a bright white ribbon. And you see a woman standing above you. Same skin, white and shining, almost glistening in this bright sunlight. You feel a warm breeze that cascades all the way down, a bit hot, but you see her go and cover your head with her arm, as you see kind of sand cascade across. And you see her smiling, and she says, "We're gonna have so much fun together." As she kind of puts her finger down, as you reach up and grab it, you're realizing now you don't have control over your body. Your body naturally reacts in a way that you can feel in your head, almost actively trying to fight against, but it happens anyway. And because of your logical brain, you realize that this is because this is a memory. And you can't do or change or alter anything in it. And with that, you're kind of sucked out of this memory. Kind of flashed forward, and you kind of open your eyes, and you're panting. You see a very stern woman standing in front of you. Again, up, holding a staff in her hand as you're panting to the ground. Hands and feet getting up. You kind of stand up slowly. And she says, "Not fast enough." And she smacks you and cracks you on the side here, knocking you back to the ground. Your face hitting the ground, busting your lip open. She says, "Jeremiah will not be happy with this." Up. As she points the staff to your neck and lifts your head up. Snapped forward again. You're in what appears to be some sort of cage and chamber. As you kind of can't see because there's all of this opaque gas that just fills this entire area. Purplish green swirls and clouds. He says, Your Darthak's voice. No reaction. And Jeremiah, you hear, says, "Turn up the heat." As you start to feel your skin start to burn from this hot steam that just shoots down from the top. Every cell in your body screams. and you're experiencing this pain firsthand. With that, you're kind of snapped back, but this time you are sitting in the chair previous, with Ogma standing back, his hands still with the 2 fingers pointed out, and your entire body is just covered in sweat. Are you all right? Eh.
Well, I don't know. Yes, no.
Let's and he kind of sits back.
You know, I thought if I got through it once and survived, I could do it again. A little different.
The second time around. Eri, reliving these memories will cause you physical pain. Because all I can do is push you back to that moment.
Are you sure I can't just read the book? I mean, it's right there.
Kind of meekly smiles.
Or you could read it out loud. I like stories.
The fates are not so kind.
I mean, aren't you a god? Don't you, like, make the rules or something? Isn't that supposed to be the point of gods?
Eri, the gods were all once human. We already made our deal. We corrupt it more. We try to strive for more power. It's how the universe broke the first time. Besides, and he picks up the book and he opens up a page and he starts to try to read the book. And as he does, it's almost like he's speaking backwards. His words are twisted. His mouth, as you're trying to read his lips, it doesn't make sense. It almost is like the words that are coming out of his mouth are disconnected from what is being formed, and it's being contorted and bastardized as the noise is coming out.
Major point.
He snaps the book shut.
Hey, am I allowed to ask questions? Like, can you answer questions?
I don't see why not. If I can.
Why did you give up on your temple? I mean, I'm sure you understand why I harbor resentment towards you and why I've blamed you for many years. Just. You sit here and you read your books and you gather your knowledge. It's great. You have this repository of all this information, but what good does it do you? What good is having this knowledge if you aren't using it?
Because the world is always changing.
Jesus.
As far as the temple, I'm a foolish man. I was fooled once, and I've been fooled before. But to answer your question, Eri, the only answer that I have is not one that you'll like, but it is an honest one. It's because I was obsessed with myself. Got pigeonholed. My own selfishness did that to the temple. I was striving so hard to tell hard truths and gather information that I let those who support me down. There is no sugarcoating it. It's my fault that all of this has happened. And as he leans in closer, he says, and I really screwed up. I need some help fixing it.
I don't worship you, obviously. I don't know if there's a word for our relationship because I already told you you're not on my list, and you asked if we could be friends, and I don't think that's in the realm of possibilities. And me bowing my head to any god seems like even further from any possible outcome. But we're on the same side. And I hold you responsible for your actions and inactions, but you're not the one I have. You're not the one who needs to answer for what he's done. So we'll continue to explore what this is. But, I mean,
I appreciate your honesty, Eri.
I have been thinking about this for a while. And first, I'm going to just flat out say you might want to pay more attention to the people who actually worship you, because I'm sure Trudy would love it if you checked in with her from time to time. Just throwing that out there. There's a lot of higher. There are many higher powers that seem to have interest in me and my friends. And I don't know if he admits it, but I mean, clearly Barthos is chosen by Mystra. I mean, Odium's been chosen by a lot of gods. I don't know. I think he himself sees himself as maybe Illustrate's chosen.
His soul is supermarket sweep, yes.
And I've read a lot. I know gods work through mortal vessels, and while I am not your supplicant, I will fight for you. Whatever that means. I'm not sure what that means. Definitely check in with Judy. He's a far better champion than I am.
We will pick this up at another time.
Oh, can I ask one more? Just because, I don't know when I'm going to get this chance again to talk to the God of Knowledge, and sometimes I just need to ask these questions, and I tend to ask other people these questions. Do you know, because, okay, when we touched your artifact back in Trudy's office and you gave us all these things, you gave Joe some scales he didn't previously have. Do you know where those come from? Or why? I'm just curious.
You kind of see him get a puzzled look on his face, and he goes to his bookshelf and pulls out what appears to be a random white book. And as he closes his eyes and touches it, it immediately flashes, it kind of spreads into a kind of golden book with red letters on it. He starts to flip
His
through.
book's much fancier than mine.
As you see him look at it, and he's like, Jolandis Luna.
Yes.
Two separate members of his family can't keep their hands off of dragons.
Okay.
Oh,
Am I allowed to share that with him? I think he's questioning those scales.
As he sighs and clicks it. This timeline, all will be told. But know this. Your friend has the power to save everyone or destroy everything.
No. Just get some straight answers. Thank you. I mean, thank you.
There's a battle going on inside of him. The choices you all make are going to shape this reality. You see, and he kind of gets and leans in closer. You all realize you are a smart person, Eri. You know that gods don't just walk up to people on the street. There is as I've said before, there's a strong cosmic energy that tethers you guys together, and I don't honestly know what that pinnacle decision is, for it has not happened yet. But karmic destiny is tied to every single one of you. And I don't know why. But that man has a good dragon's blood and a very evil dragon's blood inside of him.
I feel like I'm pushing my luck here. Last question. Do those dragons have names? I just want to research and help my friend.
As he kind of flips through the book.
I mean, surely you can appreciate that.
The gold dragon Tefnuit. And the red dragon.
Enough.
The red dragon Slanarath.
Okay.
They are both dead. But they live on in Joe.
Cool. Could make for an interesting chapter in Barthos's book.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor.
I mean, can I hear what it is before I agree?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to see one of the copies of Barthos's book he's been writing.
His current book or his previous book? As I reach into, I don't know, I assume I have all my stuff with me. I reach into my bag and I have an autographed copy of his original manuscript.
He takes a look at it, and almost like the moment he touches the book, his lids kind of flicker, and he's like, no, not this one. Almost disgusted.
Session 2.
He appears to take 8 psychic damage from that.
It was my first work. It was a rough draft.
I've already given him feedback about how many metaphors he uses and how he goes on and on and on. Like,
Back in the material realm, Barthos is just like ears are starting to burn.
okay, so not this
No.
one he uses to talk to Mistra. That's going to be harder to get.
I only need it for a moment.
Okay. Can you just ask Mistra about it? I mean, I'm sure you guys are close, right? You got that
Mistra
common enemy?
Mistra doesn't talk to other gods. Doesn't even talk to her own daughter.
It's fair.
She doesn't. She's always fearful that the person that is reaching out, if it is not her, is Cyric in disguise. She can trust nobody. She's kind of paranoid.
I'm going to be completely honest. One other thought I've had is I have absolutely no way at all to guarantee that you're not Cyric in disguise right now, because that seems like a brilliant thing for the God of Lies to do. I have chosen to trust you, which is really big. I swear on everything that I don't know what I'll do if I'm wrong.
How he kind of peers his... He's like, well, words would not prove.
There is nothing that can be said or done between the two of us to prove you are not the God of Lies in disguise. That is why I have chosen to trust you. And if I'm wrong, it's going to... There will be... Yeah. We'll cross that bridge if and when it comes up.
He kind of looks at you. He takes off his earring. Emerald jewel hangs kind of dangly. And he hands it to you. Just a token of honesty.
You know what?
I have just a plain old band that my friend the jeweler back in Neverwinter gave me because I'm such a good customer, and I'm gonna give it to him.
My earring?
No, I'm gonna give
Oh.
Ogma. I'm giving Ogma. It's just a mundane gold band, and I'm gonna take the ring off, and I will give it to Ogma.
Unnecessary.
Token. No, there's to be any level of trust between us. Token for a token.
You see, and he does put the ring on his finger. Not the married side.
Okay. You know, I think it's time I leave.
Thank you for your time, Ari.
Yeah.
I'll reach out
Thank
again.
you. Try to be less obstinate.
As he kind of waves his hand, you kind of see him pick back up his guitar, and he is playing his guitar.
In Wonderwall.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall, and snap. You're back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes melody.
Sorry. I had to diffuse the seriousness.
So you have acquired some random earring that Ogma gave you.
Sweet. Someone's identifying that.
Odium, it's about
the library fine.
The library is fine, and you sit there for about 20 minutes, and Asmar comes back and says, "Thank you." It does not appear any time had passed during that time.
I'm just gonna leave at the library at this point. As I leave, I'm gonna call back. Ogma says hi. I'm just gonna go up to our room.
Odium, you have at this point made your way. Last I left you, you're standing on the steps of the Temple of Ogma. What you doing?
We have to go tell everyone what just happened.
As Lucia grabs your arm and you guys run quickly up the room, you see Barthos and Joe kind of talking just back and forth. And you guys see Odium open the door, and he is distraught. Lucia is distraught.
So anyway, just let me give him a pedicure. Oh, hi, Odium.
So
You two work the way.
we just had a lovely conversation with a ghost.
But that's an interesting choice of words. What kind of ghost?
The kind that walks through walls,
That would be most ghosts.
can glide on the air, or wears a red sash and knows you.
Funny story that. We actually talked about this. I remember I said that I might know somebody here. What did he say?
I will tell everything that happened, including the mystery visitor that we figured out is the monk from so long ago.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I've been here years.
So the monk is who exactly?
I don't think did you guys ever actually get his name in game?
The monk's name is Joel.
Okay, yes.
Oh my God.
Joel.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's
We
right.
all yelled at the DM for that.
Yep. Joel.
Joe.
Oh yes, I totally remember Joel and all those wild and zany adventures we had together.
And he stalked us through the city.
And how he turned into Odium while myself and Joe were inside the house, and we looked outside and saw two Odiums, and yes, I remember this.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't
That
think it
was,
was happening.
But see, no, I wasn't sad. We had the best out of it.
was
Yes.
that monk that did that?
Yeah, the monk totally turned in. Like you and Joe were in a house, and like
Yeah,
Joe looked out the window and saw you walk by, and then looked over and saw you, or something like that.
yeah, something like
So
that.
that was the monk?
We
I don't.
don't
I think we
actually.
You guys
decided-
never. You guys.
We
You
never
guys as a
knew.
We
group.
don't know who the doppelganger is still.
Okay, I was gonna say, did we figure out something? And I'm just
There
now
are
figuring
so
it out.
many plot threads
Nope.
still.
Okay, so now we have that. Did the ghost say what he wanted?
Yeah, I'll relay like the complete message about his people are corrupted and not to trust anybody in the city, and that personal message he wanted me to give Barthos about the book.
Mhm.
So it seems as if we have a potential ally within the city, perhaps more than active one since the Harpers. I'm not sure how you feel about a change in government, say somewhere between socialism and anarchy, but the options there.
Odium, telling everything. Did you show them the dagger?
Oh yeah, I'll squeeze my hand and bamf the dagger and like the monk left this.
As
Will I come into the room at some point during this conversation?
your part. I'm trying to figure out the timeline.
Alright,
Sure.
I had to step away real quick, so.
Sure. You can as there he's in the middle, and Odium will start all the way over from the beginning again and explain it all step by step with all of the
Sorry.
detail. And yeah, he presents this dagger that has a kind of rattling on the inside.
Barthos, perhaps you could identify this dagger. It's
Absolutely.
a bit weird.
I'll be 10 minutes,
Okay.
and I'll take the dagger and start performing my ritual.
The moment you cast a spell on this dagger,
Be cursed.
I need for you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No, I'm terrible at those.
Oh no! If I didn't know this was good, I wish I would have thought ahead because I could have did my Watcher's Will and gave you advantage.
Hey, well, you have the.
You're
Plus
next
two,
to
right?
me, so you have a +2.
Okay, so this is gonna be a +4. That's gonna be a 7.
Oh, come on.
Fail.
Total?
Total.
Oh no.
No.
So,
Wait, yeah, that's gonna be so it's +2 from you, plus +3 from you, +1. It's a 7.
as you see Barthos immediately turn his back and start setting up the different parts for his ritual, the moment you see Barthos put his book and open it up, and the moment a single drop of ink touches the page, you see this kind of swirling, kind of purple energy that starts to swirl around like a snake, almost like a viper, swirls around and kind of grabs Barthos by the mouth. Barthos, you are unconscious.
Oh God.
You see him drop
Right.
to the floor,
Oh.
unconscious.
I was not expecting that.
Alicia?
As Lucia goes to like put her healing hands out, she kind of sees she touches him and like nothing happens. The magic that she goes, she's like, health wise he's fine.
Didn't one of us or all of us promise Trudy that we wouldn't just touch cursed things?
As Lucia does go, Lucia's like, fine, I guess I'll spend a 5th level spell slot and casts, I think, Greater Restoration at 5th level.
Yeah, I don't have that one yet. Oh no.
Yeah, she casts Greater Restoration. With this, Barthos, you immediately feel your body start to return to normal, and you sort of kind of stand up after Lucia kind of pushes it out of her hand, and then she just stands there looking. Are you all right?
I believe the dagger may be cursed.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it's not cursed anymore.
I suppose I could try casting Identify again.
Okay.
It's not cursed anymore, just open it.
Before you attempt that, I'm going to. Oh yeah, I have the shackles. I will like the hand that has my bracer on. I will put my hand on Barthos' shoulder, and I will use my Watcher's Will and give you advantage on Wisdom, Intelligence, and Charisma saves.
That's helpful.
Just in case. It's what I should have did from the beginning.
How are we still alive?
And Barthos, I truly want you to know that I think you can do this. Inspiration.
Is that a 1d4?
And we're still alive by the graces of all of my gods.
See if I raise it
Okay.
again.
So,
Cast it again.
okay. As you cast Identify on this dagger, whatever spell was on it, or whatever curse, whatever you want to call this,
I face thanked it.
it's no longer there. The actual dagger itself, the Identify spell will let you know that it is a type of tool from a artificer made. And it has a secret compartment on the inside. As you take the blade, you actually pull the blade out and twist it. And as you do, out the end pops a note. A small scroll wound up on the inside.
Not sure who this is for, but just in case it's trapped as a spell, while I still have advantage on saves, I will open the scroll.
Okay.
This is the second time you've done this.
It was for him the first time, too.
This is exactly how it turned out.
Wasn't there a fireball or something attached to the last one?
Something.
No, it was a feeble mind spell that you succeeded.
Oh, that is right.
As you kind of open up the scroll and you kind of flinch, expecting something, it's just a note. And on the note, does anyone speak Dwarvish?
You bet your sweet ass I do. I think I'm the only one.
To you, Barthos, you recognize this as Dwarfish. You don't know what it says.
No. I'm going to. It seems as if it was written. The letters look more chiseled than drawn. Dwarvish, I believe.
Oh, yes, I speak Dwarvish.
Probably part of your soul belongs to the patriarch of the dwarves, I'm sure, and I'll hand it over.
Odium, as you kind of look at it, the note reads numbers. So it says 27.1 185.36.
All right.
And underneath it says a small note. A very cursive dwarvish handwriting. It says, "Forgive me for writing this in a language that you probably don't read. I'm assuming that you probably are able to find out a way to get this read to you, however. Hello, Barthos. It's been some time. I wish to meet. There's a lot we wish to discuss. And it seems from your skywriting, and it's underlined, that we may have a common goal here. Nothing but a whisper in the night and an old face. G. And then a small, like, drawn ghost.
Is it a well-drawn ghost?
That's a 17 on the die. Yes, it's a well-drawn ghost. It's quite actually nicely chiseled. It kind of looks like him. A little narcissistic, but Barthos, you can kind of appreciate that.
It's a nice touch. The last time we went to meet someone connected to Joe's parents, we ended up in a fight to the death inside of a deep dark chasm, and a woman got her arm blown off. How do you guys feel about meeting another one of my friends?
Your friend, the goat.
Yes, he's actually a lovely individual. I don't think he's really lost.
I mean, it was a good way to spin the story, but the last time we got a note is to meet one of your friends. Yes, technically connected to Joe's dad, but come on, common denominator.
I'm just saying, if the rest of you were more likable, then maybe your friends would advise us to meetings rather than try to kill Joe.
My friends gave you dinner.
Your friends did give us dinner. That is true.
All my friends are in this room right now.
I was going to say.
I did not buy tickets for that field trip. Thank you, Eric.
I mean, Joan and and there's a couple missing, but
I'll put it this way. I'm fine with going to meet them. That puts off having to meet my sister. But also, if I get kidnapped again, I don't know what I'm gonna do to you, Barthos.
Just remember, if you get brainwashed, I'll just shoot you with Eldritch Blast and you'll be fine. It worked out last time. Yeah, it worked out last time.
I know. And again, if I just don't want to get kidnapped again, okay?
just imagining Nock asleep peacefully in his bed.
Right?
Just
Not having a great night.
Okay, I'll put it this way. When does he want to meet?
That's. I was going to ask, like, did the note have like a time or a place, or just I want to meet you?
Can I look at it and try to logic out what the numbers might mean?
okay.
I will.
Are
I mean, obviously,
you?
that's
Let's.
not
Oh, and it's not a knowledge check. Because I am running in. Make a intelligence check for me, Ari.
Straight tail.
I'm helping. I'm helping because it is written in Dwarvish. I feel like I have to help.
Yeah,
You help me with the last Dwarvish note.
Mhm.
Oh, very nice. 17.
Okay. Did you add your intelligence modifier?
So it was a 16 on the die plus 1.
Okay. As you're kind of looking at these numbers, you're thinking of different
It originally made me think latitude and longitude, but you only gave me one set.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I was going to say, is that it kind of at first gives you the idea of like, oh, well, maybe this is a location. But as you're kind of looking at it, that doesn't make sense. So you start to kind of look at it, and you're trying to put yourself into the mindset of what could these numbers mean.
Also reminded me of the Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
You realize that this is a code for a aspect of you looking at the map of Waterdeep. You put it together that with the different districts separated, kind of counting over almost any latitude longitude type style, but counting over by rooftops, there is a location located in the graveyard district that matches up with the numbers.
I
Just you don't know, you know what the top of the building looks like, you don't know what this building is.
I sigh very, very deeply. I point to the map. Show them.
The graveyard.
Yeah.
I mean, he does call himself the ghost. It's semantically appropriate.
Does that mean you want to meet now?
Like now? I mean, you don't meet a ghost at the bathhouse. It is dark.
I throw something out there. Maybe we don't go tonight.
That sounds like a plan.
I don't know how much our new companion wants to be part of this group. I don't know. Maybe you wait until we're all together to discuss what we should do.
I won't lie. I was actually very highly considering like a night operation with Joe and Bartha. Try and steal his cat.
I'm sorry. You want to do what?
No. He's thinking of his ghost.
I know.
I'll be football, but I think Joe and I are going to go try to steal as fast as Tom is.
Oh, that explains the conversation I walked in on.
I don't.
Give me a second, call from work.
All of you are tired.
I mean, it's really late. I had a long conversation with Trudy, and actually Ezra is in town currently. She might be gone already. She kind of comes and goes. I have information I'd like to share with everyone. That has to include Nock, because I have a sneaking suspicion that Nock and I have a connection. But yeah. Okay. Joe, I know we are here for you, and I will stay in Waterdeep as long as you want until we achieve whatever goal it is you wish. I'm super happy to do that, and it's something to discuss as a group. I don't think we're getting to your dad very easily. The Harpers have been trying, and they seem far better connected than we are. Trudy's got some in with this mission also, but she's kind of more focused on the Zentarum aspect of it, and the connection to Syria. I'm just saying, there's a lot of people more powerful than the six of us trying this.
Believe me, I have come to terms with the fact that I don't think that us by ourselves, or at least anytime soon, will be able to get to my father, especially now that he is even more powerful than he was when I last knew him. So I will say that I came for closure. I know that I wanted to, if I'm being completely honest, full transparency here. I'm in a good mood right now. I learned some past traumas might not be my fault. Good mood.
The smiling thing is new for you. It's kind of
Believe me, it's weird.
It's weird.
I don't know how long it will last. So I don't know if we'll be able to get my phone. In complete honesty, I wanted to get closure with him, maybe find out why he did some of the things that he did, get some type of conversation with him, but I don't think that will happen easily. And if more pressing matters have come up, then I am more than happy to leave Waterdeep. But I will say that I would like to at least see my sister.
I could always tell our friends a ghost. Just a big meeting tomorrow.
I think we're going anywhere. I think that's happened.
Yeah, if we're not going tonight, I've attested that we will meet him tomorrow.
No, I think Odium would much prefer to meet the ghost with his armor. I certainly would like my ring back.
That does sound like a wonderful idea.
Yes, I
I
very
am
much yes.
supposed to fight a half-orc at some point tomorrow.
Look at that, we all have plans.
Another split the party. No, I'm just kidding. So,
You guys can come all watch me fight a half-orc, that's fine.
is there anything you all would like to do before going to bed tonight?
Yes. I would like to cast skywriting.
No!
How else am I supposed to tell him not tonight?
Don't. I don't care. Don't do it. I will counterspell.
I'm gonna say, as we see
I
you
don't give
moving
a
towards the window, Aries probably going to physically grab you.
But if he's waiting for us tonight, he might sequester and come up.
Okay, and you also told Trudy you wouldn't do this!
I did not. I told Trudy that I would not try to incite a riot with the Duke again. This is talking to someone completely different.
Would you like to remind you what exactly Trudy said? Because I can remind you
I have a
exactly
feeling
what
that you could.
We do not need any more attention drawn to ourselves. We are capable
that even knows that I did this. Anyone can learn skywriting. It's not trademarked to Sabathos. It could be.
Barthos, I am just saying, a little bit less of a little bit of a low profile.
I know that when you say smile, see you in the graveyard tomorrow thing, I was going to say message received, not tonight.
Okay, can't you just know that if we don't show up tonight, that's not tonight?
I don't know if you get stood up on too many days to stop showing up. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that, but sure.
No. What time is it, anyway?
It's like midnight at this point.
Well, if you're not going to do that, Joe, we could try that other thing I mentioned.
My father's toenails?
No, we can do it without the toenails. It just gets better with the toenails.
Like, how? Okay, so like just try it?
Yes, absolutely.
What are you going to try?
Okay. What happens if it doesn't work? Does he know?
No, that's the beautiful thing about it. It just works.
Lucia says, hang on one second, as she just touches the side of her head.
I don't know. I'm so scared. I don't like it when NPCs like say, hold on a sec.
And she holds her the side of her head, and she's like, okay, it's done.
What is that?
Oh, I met the ghost, so I just cast sending and told him we'll meet him tomorrow.
That's...
I was not aware that was a thing you could do.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Thank you.
You're such a marvelous bag of tricks.
Peace clerics are fun. She's like, I'm
So
just to tie up that thread for the evening.
I do appreciate you. But
Thank
yes,
you.
so I think of a being I know as long as he's on this plane. And then I can either do it myself or I touch you. You go into a trance, and you appear inside the creature whom I named Dreams. You can control the environment, you can control the scenery, you can communicate with him, have a conversation. He will remember it tomorrow, surely, but he will think of his own retreat. Now, I need a toenail, or just random body part, if we are going to push this and make it a nightmare, which I can do as a terrible bundle of things with it. But if you just want to speak with him,
I will say this.
This makes me really uncomfortable.
I don't know. From the memories that I do have of my father, I know that at least he is, how do I say this, versed, or at least knows of magic. So, I'll put it this way. If we're going to do that, we should do that right before we get the fuck out. Because I don't want to risk my father knowing that I'm here. If he doesn't know, he knows.
and I will cast the spell 5th level on myself. And if Trudy is asleep, I will enter her dreams.
Oh my god!
It was like seeing Barth pass this spell described. Very extremely uncomfortable, and she leaves the room.
Trudy is unfortunately not asleep. She is out handling Trudy business. So I don't know.
I don't know how it works if she's not asleep. Do I just sit there or just like
I think the spell
like the
slot
phone
is
doesn't
not.
pick up?
Yeah, I
with
think the
voicemail?
spell slot does not expended because it's kind of like you trying to make a call to a block.
quarter
phone
pop
number.
back out of the payphone.
It's like, we're sorry, the number that you are trying to reach is unavailable.
So,
Dim Wayvick.
oh my god, that's...
I
Dim
don't
Wayvick.
want to use it. I'll just say hi. That's all I'm going to do.
I'm gonna poke my head and say, just tell me when he's done, and I'm going to wait outside in the hallway.
Dim Waybick is asleep.
I just want to see what his dreams look like. That's
Oh,
it. I'm
God.
not going to say anything. I just want to look inside this man's head.
So, to keep it stream appropriate, you see a lot of skin
Ooh.
on Dimwaybic specifically, but also a giant orc. You see a lot of skin from as well.
A booming voice just from all around. You should be ashamed of yourself. Your students can see you. And I will just bamf out of his dream.
As you're bamfing out of his dream, you hear him respond back. You're the pervert for looking in.
And that's my 5th level spell, everyone. I'm going to bed.
How did it work? How did it go? Did the experiment work?
No, I don't want to talk about it. If I talk too loud, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Barthos, before you go to bed, do you remember the promise that you made Mistra? Barthos would remember this. It's the you have to make a portrait of yourself for Mistra.
Oh, yes.
Not necessarily with pictures, but with words. You can use it how you can interpret portrait however you want. Anything else anybody else wants to do before going to bed?
Once we're all back, I'll let Ari know that he's done. And once she's in the room, I will spend a minute casting alarm on our room,
Okay.
setting it for a mental ping.
Every had a taxing day, she's going to bed.
Okay.
No more words, just straight to bed.
Joe?
Yeah, after alarm, I'm going to sleep.
If everyone's going to bed, then I'm not going to just sit here and stare at everyone sleep.
Okay. Barthos. How do you what is your idea? All of that Mistress said was to draw a portrait of yourself.
Well, I'm definitely writing a portrait. And it's not a very idealized description of myself. I mean, it's a little bit. I elaborate on the chiseled jaw and the mostly unblemished skin. But I detail every single scar. It's a full account of them. And I'd probably put in a couple other notes. Laugh lines around the eyes. But bruised bags underneath. The picture that he paints probably looks like an older, probably a little bit more tired version of Barthos that he actually presents.
Okay. As you kind of write all of these down, you are quite tired, especially physically tired from almost getting blasted into unconsciousness. You write this portrait, you kind of wait a moment. Mistra doesn't show her face. So you snap your book shut and go to bed. First up in the morning, no incidents throughout the night. No mental pings. No passive perception checks. You guys are completely unbothered. First one up would definitely be Nock, because Nock has been was well rested and in bed at 10 p.m. last night.
I roost early.
Yeah. What is Nock doing in the morning?
So, getting all my stuff together, doing my daily ritual of casting mage armor on myself. I am going to wander out and grab like little breakfast pies from somewhere, like hand pies for breakfast, and take them over to my new friends.
Aww. So you know of a very nice spot called Jenny's Mini Pies. So you head over there. Each of their pies are 1 gold apiece. So you would get 7 or 6.
I will get. How many of this are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna get 12, 2 a person.
Okay. So 12 gold goes away, and you're presented with half of them will be vegetarian, and half of them will be with meat. So you make your way through the town, bright and bustling as it always is. There is a little bit colder this morning. A little bit of a chill in the air, which you're not quite used to. You kind of tug your coat a little bit closer, your cloak, and you make your way to the Temple of Agwa. It is probably around 8 a.m., 8:30 when you get there. first person up as normal with this crew is normally Airy. Airy, you kind of wake up right around probably the same time Nock does. Nock probably woke up around 7, and because of the late night that you had, you'd probably be waking up around then too.
I'm going to stay in the room and do my normal morning meditation. And once again, like I did in the library, I'm going to focus on the air and the breeze that's always blowing around me.
Airy, there is something that you would need a passive perception check. As you're kind of sitting there, waking up, stretching, you like look over, you're meditating, and all of a sudden you hear a. And as you look over, there is a silver, white, and black cat sitting on Odium's dresser, just looking at you, with its head cocked.
Hi.
As you see him jump over onto the bed and then kind of do the biscuits thing on Odium's chest. And then kind of do a swirl and then just lay down and then kind of just close his eyes and then just kind of stare at you.
Do I have any knowledge of this cat being representative of any of Odium's gods?
Make
It's the only thought I have this
make a
morning.
history check.
That's quite nice. That's a 25.
No cat gods that are on the ticket, but now you're really thinking like, oh god.
Just, it seems like Illustri might be a cat person. I don't know. Illustri, how do you say your name? I mean, if it's not hostile, I'm just gonna kind of... No, it's too weird. I'm gonna poke Lucia.
Yeah. I'm up. I've been up for hours.
Shh, Lucia. There's a cat on Odium's chest. I don't know what to do.
She looks over. Her kind of hair kind of jumbled and kind of pointed off into this direction, smeared on this side from her drooling in the middle of the night. She looks at the cat. She kind of looks, holds out her hand, and she casts Detect Magic. Like, oh, it's fine. She like rolls over and she like says like, oh, it's a magic cat. It's fine. It's Odium's magic. It's Odium's magic. He created it.
That's new.
It is. I like cats there.
Oh.
Falls back asleep mid-sentence.
Okay. I guess if you're cool, I'm cool, cat. And Aries never had a pet before, so.
As you address the cat, you see him actually bow.
Cool. I'll bow in return, and I'm just gonna meditate now, and I'll just go to my meditation.
Next one up would probably be Joe. You also notice said cat. But this time you wake up and you just see that the cat is just literally sitting at the end of your bed, just swishing its tail. Yes, just looking at you.
Hi.
Hello?
Okay. Call back, and I probably would have been the liberal skit. Hello? I'll try to reach my hand out to pet it, like scratch it underneath the chin.
As you reach your hand out, you see that it extends its hand for a handshake.
I'll shake hands. I'll bit the paw and just be like, you know what? That's not the weirdest thing that I've seen.
as
Kind of get up, get ready.
as it like nods one more time, it kind of jumps up and runs over on top of Odium's bed. And this time you see it actually take its hands, his paws, and start jumping down on Odium's chest to wake him up.
Good kitty.
I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake.
And you just see this cat looking down at you.
Just stare at the cat for a second. Uh-huh.
As it rubs underneath your chin.
It's like, oh.
And
hello.
in your voice you hear, "Hello, master."
Oh, well, this is... Oh, I like this.
You were oversleeping, and so I thought it would be best for me to wake you up.
I appreciate that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the whole silver motif. Elestry, I take it?
Yes, I was sent here to help you.
Oh, wonderful. It would have been a shame if she would have sent a dog.
I wonder. As he jumps down on the ground and walks over, kind of like getting underneath Joe's feet when he's trying to like get his robe up. Yes, even sentient cats still like to do this to fuck with humans. And Nock, it is about around this time that you make your way into the Temple of Ogma and you knock on their door. The cat says in your head, "I'll get it." As it jumps up onto it and just hooks its paws and just kind of slowly dangles it open.
Odium, are you gonna introduce us? Oh, hi, Nock.
Hello! I'm gonna hand out, I'm gonna, like, hold out the breakfast.
And you see the cat stand sitting in front of you.
I'm gonna lean down. Same volume. Hello!
A Kenku. Interesting. He doesn't say this to you. He says this to Odium.
What does it sound like to me?
See, it
Does
just
it
sounds
sound
like...
like anything, or is it just mental? Sorry, that was a pigeon.
I'm aware he's a bird, but you cannot eat him.
I never said that. And you said that his name was he's
Odium, please introduce us.
Introduce me to your friends.
This is Argent. My familiar.
Argent.
Mm-hmm.
Argent.
Well,
It is a pleasure to meet you all.
Aries just gonna bow from where she's sitting again, like bow her head again.
That's just what it sounds like.
Is this a new development, or is this just like, oh, I have a million now?
I'm going to go out and say this is relatively new.
Feel free to call on me. I can be quite helpful in a certain situation. Just keep that in mind.
I'm gonna pat him on the head.
He kind of like lets you scratch him with your hands. He's like, seems very appreciative of it though.
Oh, no, thank you for breakfast. You didn't have to do that.
It's no problem. And I'm gonna break off a little piece of mine and hand it to the cat.
The cat takes it in his paws, in between it, and starts eating it like a human.
I love you so much.
Joe, are cats normally like this?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Didn't think, like, I've read about cats, but
This
only the
one-
ones, like the children's book act like this.
Yeah, this one took my hand.
He bowed to me. Twice.
I am very.
At least he's
And he jumps over to Odium and says, "Only you and I can communicate like this. But if you ever wish to communicate with people long distance, you can speak through me. Just keep that in mind."
I'm going to tell him I have a fantastic idea.
As you wish, Master.
How would you like to help me pull what I think is going to be the best prank ever, considering that Porthos is still asleep, aka Michael's not back yet, so he doesn't know any of this.
If that is how you wish to use your mental and physical power, what am I to stop you from doing that?
Excellent. And I will explain to Argent, as well as everyone else in the room, but in a hushed tone that's not like Porthos. Argent's going to sit in the bed where I was laying. I'm going to leave the room. When Barthos wakes up, I'm going to speak to Barthos through Argent. And then she'll be like, Barthos, help. To a cat. It happened again. It's the frog witch. She's back.
Odium, take an inspiration point.
Yeah, absolutely. Do this.
Oh, please, yes.
The cat says, "I will do my best, Master. Now, would you like for me to talk as a cat?" Or you see that his mouth starts to almost bubble, and then it turns to your lips on his mouth.
That is by far one of the most horrifying things I have ever seen. I was trapped in the Shadowfell for nearly a decade. We're going to do that. Exactly.
Well, before this plan gets into action, I say we take a little bit of a break to give Mike an opportunity to be pranked by us. So let's meet back here in about 5-10 minutes or so, and we'll jump back in.
Excellent.
All right.
This is literally the only reason why I went
And we are back. Okay, so sorry for the wait, guys. Hello Operator is taking a little bit of a break. But he will be back in a little bit. We're gonna continue going. As Knock, you make your way into the room, meeting this cat, who is very, very friendly and eating like a human being. You see the other people are chill with it, so you're chill with it. Barthos is still snoring away. Probably stayed up really, really late writing into his journal. Erie, when you were up tossing and turning, you kind of saw that he was still writing away at something. So you just figured he stayed up fairly late and to continue letting him sleep. As you guys all get ready to go during the day, was there anything you guys wanted to accomplish today?
I want my
Yeah.
armor.
We need to go to Swagger's.
Oh, I'm gonna pass. Sorry, I'm gonna pass Joe just a little pouch. Thank you. It's gonna have the 300 gold.
You didn't have to give me this. This is for that was for the help that you've given us. You don't need to take it back.
You helped me. And I just leave it in your hand and I turn and walk away.
Knock, is there's okay, so there's stuff we need to discuss. Maybe he needs to be awake for this. I don't know. There's stuff we need to talk about, but maybe let's just go to Swagger's and get our stuff. We can pick up Barthos' stuff too.
Okay.
I will say that after we go to Swaggers, I would like to go see my sister.
Are we going as a group there also?
I can go with Buddy or...
Oh, I would love to meet your sister.
Lucia also does says, "Oh, I would like to go." What?
Go.
I'm a lady. I'm a lady that has my own stuff that I need to do too.
Okay. Sweet.
She kind of just stares you down for a second. Like, so we're going to Swagger's first, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys make your way out, kind of slowly clicking the door behind you, and leaving a note for Barthos to that Lucia will message him a little bit later.
No, that's fair. We'll say
Just
it's
really
really
quick.
would do something
Are
like
we
that, and
streaming?
we'll talk.
Yes, we should
Oh.
be.
That's probably
So as we make our way to...
I would like to keep an eye out for red sashes.
Okay. As you guys are walking down the street, you don't notice any red sashes. Not really. You're actively looking for them. You are picking up on a couple of different symbols. In Waterdeep, you do walk by a man who's in a what appears to be a brighter green cloak with what appears to be a yellow deer on the back of it. Very gruff looking man, very tall, has a bow and arrow quiver on his back. But you make your way to the dock district, down a familiar pathway, into a crowded, very disgusting bathroom, with a very familiar, now, the second time around, it's not as much of a a jarring stomach turn, but it's definitely an uncomfortable vibration as you guys kind of make your way down into the under. Walking down this large cavern and making your way into the city within a city. Swagger's shop, same as it always is. Standing outside, looks like crap, inside and out. You make your way in, and you see Knock kind of approaches and raps on the door. And you hear, oh, just a minute, I've got to put some pants on. No one wants to see this goblin D this early in the morning. Putting on, you hear a bunch of shuffling, and then you also weirdly hear a and you say, the door opens, click, 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 all of these different locks coming off. It's quite early. Who are you? What you want? And he opens the door and sees Knock and friends and be like, oh, yes. Come in. Come on. Shut the door. Shut the damn door. Get in here. Kind of ushering you guys in, kind of shoving you guys onto the door and then locking all of the latches back up. Forgive my rudeness. I've not had my coffee this morning.
I give him a hand pie.
Thank you. Just like inhales it. Now, I believe some equipment is in order for you all. As he goes individually handing you all your gear back. Odium, the feeling you get when you are holding your armor again, it's a good one.
Single tear.
It's just a good one. All of you receive your items back.
With my armor back, do I have to individually, do I have to put it back on? Or can I still, like, Iron Man will it on my body?
It is not in the bag of holding. You would have to put it on this time. But once it's on, then you can bamf it away if you want to.
I will take that time putting on my armor. I will ask Swaggers for help. Just to make it go by faster.
He says, actually, I need to demonstrate something to dear Knock for a second.
When you have the time, so I'm just like putting pieces on.
I'm not giving anything. I'll just help you put it on.
Oh, yeah.
So he says, now Knock, I've got good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Bad news.
So, I was creating this really nice, wonderful item for you, as we agreed. And the shield, the +1 shield. I was trying to create a floating shield that could just float around. Would require attunement, but you would be able to have your hands free. Wouldn't have to carry a shield around with you, so it wouldn't cause any sort of issue. But the problem is, I broke it. Good news is I turned it into something better. As he pulls out what appears to be a long metal flat section of this shield. Looks like he has pressed it out, and there looks to be 5 compartments on the bottom, just like holes that have runes attached, as well as like metal pieces that stick out. And you notice a similar kind of color to like the peridium. It's like, not my friend, I give you. And he places it on the ground, and then he taps the top, and you see him start to rise, while standing on it, rise off of the ground. The Swagger's hoverboard at your service. So, this is a complicated thing. So I will send you this individually. But essentially, when you are riding this hoverboard, you move silently. You make no noise. You have to make a balance check at the beginning of every round with a DC of a dexterity saving throw of at least 12 in order to keep your balance on it, or you will fall off. Benefits to this is it will always hover 3 feet off of the ground. Can fly over any surface as long as it is an even surface. This can carry
like no difficult terrain and stuff like that.
As long as the difficult terrain doesn't interfere with a straight shot.
Okay.
Other aspects of this is you have 5 charges with this hoverboard. When you use the last charge, it will have to be recharged, meaning that you will have to bring it back to Swaggers. And he will fix it for you. You can activate the thrusters, and your speed while on the hoverboard will be 60 feet per round. Meaning, if you dash with it, it is 120 feet. You can only activate the thrusters 5 times. This can carry 1 humanoid person on it at a time without any disadvantage. If there are 2 people riding on it, you both get disadvantage on your dexterity saving throws to stay balanced. It cannot lift more than 600 pounds with everything that's on it. Anything over 600 pounds will weigh it all the way down. He says, so, +1 buckler I wasn't able to make you. But, hoverboard? Pretty cool, huh?
Hover? And I'm gonna take it around it, and I'm just gonna whee like a kid on a razor scooter.
Well, it's you're making noise, you're making like the noise of like children laughing, but you guys notice as she moves silently, just flying around, not even the sound of wind flowing behind them.
How high does it go?
Well, it only hovers 3 feet off the ground. It doesn't jump.
Wait, did you say 30 feet?
3
3 feet, okay. Never mind. I had a cool visual in my head of spider climbing, just Spider-Maning the bottom of that thing while Knock flies around and just Eldritch Flash shooting stuff, but I can't get that high off the ground. My torso and face will literally just drag. So never mind.
Just scrape the... Yeah, last time you had this boots of spider climbing on, you were climbing a mirror and it flipped over to the other side and it made you broke.
I remember this. Oh, question. Now that my armor has been treated to be resistant to necrotic damage, has the color of the plate mail changed at all?
The plate mail is now kind of imbued with this kind of glowing white light. Almost as if he's put in some radiance into the armor to counterbalance the necrotic resistance.
Now, when you say white light, is it like moonlight or is it kind of like twilight light?
It's like it's just a soft white glow. So the color is white.
I'm going to have to name my armor now.
Mr. Swaggers, we did. I'm just wondering if you could explain, as I put my ring on, what you did to do it.
Your ring of haste?
I mean, I asked for the ability to punch thunder with thunder.
You just want to be able to punch everything, right?
Well, I specifically asked if I could punch with thunder, but I'm just curious what you gave me.
Yeah. So this will allow your unarmed strikes to do an additional 1d6 thunder damage. And, I mean, you're a monk, so it doesn't really matter, but your attacks are also considered magical now, so.
Is that for every punch?
Every punch, including flurry of blows.
It's amazing. And we did also pay so that his armor would be stealthy. What does it do?
Oh, it just gives him advantage on stealth checks, which means it's a straight roll now.
I forgot about that part. Thank you for reminding me.
I mean, that's not quite pass without a trace, but I guess it's better than what he had. Watching the zooming knock.
Just meow, meow. Knock's making the sound of a race car, or like a very fast, like almost like shuttle, like a very strong engine. But the thing itself doesn't make any noise. Knock is just has his mouth open, like.
I don't recall if Barthos left anything. I know he bought things. He may have left his armor.
Perhaps if he did, then he will get to.
If he left anything, we can be trusted to take it to him.
Yeah. I mean, you could not. I could buy it back from you.
No, we're gonna take him his stuff that he's paid for.
I'm kidding, of course. Such a serious girl.
Thank you.
Well, is there anything else I could do for you? Any make custom orders I can procure for next time? Any upgrades?
I have no money for anything else.
Well, if you all change your mind, make sure to stop by in the next couple of days. I think my deck will be finished then.
Do you have a staff?
A staff? Yes, I can make staffs. What type of staff are you looking for?
Like a magic staff. Like a spell casting.
I can build a staff.
I've got money to burn.
Well, what particularly are you like? You look like you would have some sort of fire magic, I would assume. With whatever scales you are feeling that particular day. And he gets this click in his head. I know exactly what I'd like to make for you.
Cool. How much is it going to cost?
How much money do you have?
I didn't ask that.
Well, I guess it depends on your aptitude is fire, yes?
Yes.
But what happens if you don't want to do fire damage with your fire? I wonder. Perhaps you would
I
like
think that
a staff. I don't feel like I need to make you. But perhaps a channel would work.
channel.
You see, it's very interesting. Have you ever made candles before? Just curious.
No.
Well, it's a very
No.
boring process. But here's the interesting part. To make candles, they're made of lye. Do you know what
Okay.
happens when you put distilled room temperature water and room temperature dry powdered lye?
Thanks.
It creates a mixture on contact that sears up to 196 degrees Fahrenheit instantaneously.
Thanks.
Baby temps. I see.
Now, what I'm saying is water to fire. But I wonder,
Like
is
gas.
there a way that I could change it the other way around?
Fire to water?
Fire to anything, really.
I mean,
Imagine you're using a fireball, right?
correct.
Now imagine it wasn't fire.
I imagine Jones, the troll, like thing she did.
Oh, acid. Imagine you threw a giant snowball instead.
I believe that if I changed one of my meta magics, I could do that. Go on.
Yes, but sorcery points are always such and so short supply.
Right. Of course. Continue.
I'll tell you what. I'll make you a bracelet that doesn't require attunement. It just has a certain amount of charges. I'll make it out of some of the peridium that I got. I can turn one of your elemental spells if it does a particular type of damage. You can change it to lightning damage. Instead.
So Nock was able to get the peridium for you?
Yes.
That's good.
How much do you want for it?
How about 400 gold?
Done.
Wait, really? I mean, I mean,
400 gold.
drive a hard bargain. As he takes that gold and he's like, this is almost half what I gave. I already made it back. Knock, you son of a bitch. You're brilliant. Brilliant, I say, genius. Okay.
I literally have money to burn. That doesn't even dent.
Ooh. Well, then perhaps you need a new fair pair of robes.
I mean, if you got something better.
You'll need something for the wedding.
I already have something for that.
We'll think about the cloak, but I can have this ready. I can have this bracelet ready by tomorrow.
Okay. But yes, you can get like a cool magic robe, maybe a robe that does good things.
I'll give it some.
A robe of doing good things. I like the robe.
I think I can do
I
something
don't know.
like that.
Yes. Wonderful. Been a pleasure working with you, Flags. Unless I
Swaggers is
Pleasure.
like, the pleasure.
Pleasure.
The pleasure is all mine. Stop.
Pleasure.
I'm a taken man. Petunia. Come back to me.
I still have 150 gold and 3 platinum
So
and 1,500 silver.
with that, Swaggers is like, is there anything else I can help you all with? Okay, bye. Get out of my shop. I need to change my underwear. Get out of here. Get out of here. Lock unlocks all of the things, opens it up, and Swaggers grabs Knock by the arm and he says, any time you want to bring these rich people here, any time of day.
Anytime. And I'm just gonna like kind of sing anytime as I hover away.
Please bring your rich friends back.
I'm going to be terribly busy all day today, but it's worth it. And he just locks all of the things, all of these different gears and stuff, and you just start hearing just crashing of metal and different types of breaking of things. Just nonsense coming from his shop. And with that, you all have your items back.
Yay!
I am now wearing my Moonfire armor.
Ooh.
That's the name I'm going with.
Fancy.
What's your AC now, like 45?
For the moment, it's 21, but I have a potential of 28, I think.
Silly.
Try
We're gonna get attacked. You're gonna get
nine.
with nothing but deck save.
Yes, that's what I was gonna.
Like, make a deck save.
It's my dex of -1.
So, you guys make your way out of the under, back up to... Yes, Aaron?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you make your way up out of the under, back into the light of day once more. It's probably around 10:30 in the morning at this point. So, I mean, the world is yours. I know you guys wanted to go to the blacksmith, and you also wanted to go to the temple.
I'm gonna look at the group and say, Joe, I'd really like to meet your sister. I would, but I'm supposed to go to the blacksmith, and I don't know if everyone wants to do that with me.
Fight an orc.
Yes, I'm gonna go fight an orc, half orc.
Alright.
Fight.
I absolutely want to see this.
Okay.
Fight.
I mean, I thought maybe if I got a longer pole arm, as I could keep things further away from me, but then I realized I like to punch things so much, so maybe getting a glaive is not a good move, but I did promise I'd come and check out this weapon, so... Okay, let's go fight a half-orc!
Okay. So, as you make your way to the arms, you see smoke billowing out of the top of it like you always have. A very busy street, and you actually see 2 people in the shop while you enter. There appears to be just a woman kind of looking like she's trying to pick out a present for somebody. She is currently talking to the owner of this establishment. And then you see another person, dwarvish, more middle-aged, and then you recognize this man as Kilto Brannigan. He has not noticed you yet.
I'm just gonna walk up to the counter and wait my turn.
Okay. As you're sitting there, make a perception check.
Oh, gladly.
Can I hide?
Yes, there's a couple of places you can hide. Roll stealth for me.
Perception's 25.
Okay. You notice that the that Kilt is looking very, very nervous and is he's sweating for some reason.
I wish I was more charismatic, but I'm not. Just gonna give him a nod.
And he kind of gruffly smiles, he's gonna make a history check. That is a 1 on the die, so he doesn't know your face. He doesn't remember you.
I talked to him like 12 hours ago.
He doesn't have a good memory. He rolled a natural 1.
27 on the stealth check, by the way.
You see Nock just immediately clap their hands and then just vanish into the shadows, just walking behind. And you just look around and you're like, where the fuck did they Nock just go? Where the fuck is he?
Where did Nock go? He was right here. I swear he was standing right next to me.
Does that? I'm sure he'll be back.
Unbeknownst to them, Nock, you are actually, there is a little, you did a little backflip motion and you actually tucked into a scaffold area that's kind of like a pocket. Just hiding above, looking down.
Just imagine Nock hiding behind some rack.
I think Nock did that thing that Joe did that one time.
No, I'm kind of getting used to it at this point.
And I'm gone for 6 months.
Oh, real life burn!
Ari, with your 25 perception check, you also know that Asmar is saying, of course, this is the finest steel that you can find. But you should know, you shouldn't be buying a present for somebody just that you hope that they like you, right? I'll take your money if that's what you wish, but for him, I've never even seen him wield a sword. Perhaps you should get him a nice pair of shoes. I've seen him wear those. As you see the girl kind of be like, I'm not just buying it for him. It is his birthday after all. She's like, it's fine. Let me get it polished up and you can come pick it up tomorrow. Okay? She's like, okay, thanks, Asmar. And she kind of smiles and then makes her way out, not really noticing you all. Asmar sighs and she says, she kind of looks at Ari and winks. I'll be right with you in a minute. Let me see what this jackhole wants.
Cool.
She's like, oh, I thought I smelled something. What's up? I thought, Flavortown was in town. What's going on? Why are you here? Until is like, starts trying to whisper. I'm trying to see if you have any, and he looks at his hand. Perdidium. My dad trusted me with the shop, and it's missing, and he hasn't noticed yet, but I'm really fucked if I don't find some. So, do you have any? No, I don't have... No. That's some pretty rare stuff. Do you realize you have to fight black puddings in order to get those types of things, right? Gotta go deep under the earth. Do I look like I'm deep under the earth? Listen, I feel for you. I really do. But how do you lose merchandise? As Margis does a quick flip up to where Nock's location is. Not that a kilt noticed it, but Nock did. Like, did you perhaps think about checking where the last time you saw it was? On a shelf. Okay, do you think it could have been stolen? No. No one was in the shop. It was there when I went to bed last night. Okay. Realizing that this conversation's going nowhere. She says, no, I don't have anything. But perhaps you can check other shops. Perhaps the jeweler. Or maybe make a special order. Maybe someplace like Waterdeep or Leskin's got some. Chinut Buttercup. And he's just like, he just sighs gruffly and just kind of mumbles and walks out. Says,
Davis Jewelers in Neverwinter. He's got great stuff.
Before he leaves, I want to just walk and just like, I could not help but overhear your conversation that you were looking for. Perdidium, correct?
yes.
What if I told you I know of someone who could possibly sell you some?
Really?
But I'm going to need a finder's fee.
What's that?
It is money you're going to pay me for this information.
But wait, I have to pay for the Perdidium though. I'm confused.
Well, I don't just give information for free.
And what information is that?
Where you can get Perdidium, you are not a very intelligent individual.
No.
Keep up, man.
Sorry. How much are we talking?
I would say it would be enough for your whatever you need it for.
He's like, I've got. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out 10 silver pieces, and he's like, this is all I have.
Take it.
So you were going to buy Perdidium with that?
No, I was gonna. I mean, I was gonna use the rest of it to buy Perdidium. This is all I have on me right now.
So, do I get the sense that he's like actually desperate to try and like buy this stuff?
Yes.
Like, is he in a bad way? Is he a little shifty? I've never met him.
I also have never read it.
Make a perception check. Make a perception check.
Gonna lean in and say, darling, if you're gonna lie, you should lie better.
That's a 25.
And Odium, what did you get?
That's a 1. Not a natural 1. I rolled a 2. Oh, no, wait. I don't have a negative this one. It's a 3. It's better than a 1. It's a 3.
Is it?
Better.
I'm wrapped up in this con I've never run before.
Yeah, Odium, what you see is that he is just. He's got 10 silver pieces that you can take from him. Joe, what you see is that this is a middle-aged man that's a dwarf, features wise, but as you look closer, you start seeing. Have you ever met Guy Fieri?
Joe has never met him.
Okay. You do know that he looks like he is mixed between dwarvish and human. You didn't pick up on it at first seeing him, although the dwarvish features are much more pronounced. But he is half human, half dwarf. As far as his demeanor, he is very, very apprehensive. You see visible sweat. From what you've gathered from the conversation, this peridium, or perdidium, as he is calling it, he lost it, and he's trying to replace it before his dad gets back. But he seems genuinely,
Like scared.
like he
Or
knows
worried.
he's got an ass whooping coming his way. He sees the writing on the wall.
Yeah. How much is the palladium?
I don't know. I was just gonna go try and buy some. This is a lot harder than I thought. This is like my second place going. And they still don't have it.
I'm gonna, in Draconic, say to Joe, don't help this man. Trust me, don't help him.
He's gonna look at you and he's gonna be like, please, if you know anything, just let me know. And he's gonna try and do a persuasion check on you.
So my plan was to send him to Swaggers, but have Swaggers sell it to him and then absorbing him out. I don't really want to help him now, especially with the whole no, I'm gonna buy it. Yes, I'm absolutely gonna buy it. Hey, does my father does he deal in this particular metal?
You have heard of it before. So this is essentially a metal that is like a magical jewel that conducts electricity. That by aspect of cracking it, it actually creates two polar ports of a kind of almost like handheld lightning that you can hold. It only has a short lasting amount of time unless it is actually channeled and put into. That is what Swagger's specialty is, taking this type of peridium and changing it into a more grounded, using that as a power source versus like gears or machinery.
So my father might have some. How far is Luskin from Waterdeep?
Like 900 miles.
Okay.
No, not 900. It's more like 550 miles.
So it's not close enough to where he could get some. He could get this metal like right now. He's gonna have to go on a trip.
Oh, peridium is rare. So it's not just lying around. He just doesn't realize that.
Excellent. I just go look and I'm just like, for that 10 silver, I could direct you to a very reputable source for this precious metal.
Okay.
I have a spell queued up for any possible mention of Swaggers or anything alluding to Swaggers that I hear come out of Odium's mouth.
I'm going to take his 10 silver, and then I will tell him about a very illustrious wizarding company by the name of Pierce's Arcane Parts that is stationed in Luskin, and they have just warehouses of this stuff.
Make a deception check.
Shit, I should have cast friends before I did this. I'm gonna use my inspiration now. No, that didn't help. Didn't help. It went from a 3 to a 4. So, well, that's
can I-
6.
Can I cast like minor illusion to like make him appear just like open and friendly and trustworthy?
I mean, I am a paladin.
Depending on how you would flavor it, what particularly are you wanting to minor illusion?
Like I just want to make his armor glow just a little bit brighter with like a softer light, just kind of like frame him in like this kind of divine light.
Like glow.
Maybe like a small, like a subtle like ray of sunlight
I will
cascading down onto him.
I will point out, now that I'm back in my armor, my cloak is its usual white with the symbol of Elestria on the back.
Okay.
Sorry, not sunlight, but like just like a soft moonlight kind of glow.
So I honestly didn't hear what you rolled.
It was a 6. Was the high?
Well, I was gonna say it doesn't give you advantage on the roll. I would say it would lower the DC for this. He kind of looks at you and is like, "How far is Luskin again?"
I'm sure if you have like a teleport circle, it's not that far.
I think I remember it being pretty far. But I'll think about it. Thanks, man. And he like gives you the 10 silver.
No. Thank you.
And he like looks and says, "So no on the Perdidium." And Asmar shakes her head, kind of exacerbated, and be like, "No, sorry, man." He's like, "Well, thanks anyway." As he goes to walk out the door.
As he goes to leave, I want to I want to use my mage hand to put 4 gold into his pocket.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Much.
21?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't notice you do that. His passive is not high, if you can imagine that.
I said 4, right?
Yes.
Did.
Alright, so, as he leaves and the door shuts behind him, Asmar laughs and says, "Sorry about that. That was a whole lot of time on Perdidium. Now, are you here for your weapon? Well, I believe I was taking care of some weapons for you all, or maybe you already bought them. Maybe I'm thinking.
Sure. Been here several times. Pretty sure we already bought stuff. I was checking out the glaive that you were going to silver. I did
I already paid, I think. But I wanted to actually try it out, and you said that you could spar with me.
Yes, of course.
No, I don't know if it's a good fit. I'm used to fighting, and I'll start putting like my weapons on the counter. I'm used to fighting with this. And there's my staff, but I'm getting better with this, and I'll put my 3 swords. And to be honest, I kind of just like punching things a lot. But you know, maybe if I have a longer pole arm, it'll be better when we fight things.
She's like, well, that's more my style too as well. She kind of slips off her shirt that she's wearing, and underneath she's wearing kind of just like a wrapping around her chest area.
What's more your style, the fists or the glaive?
Fists. But whatever weapon you use, I'll use as well. Only is fair.
Maybe we should set some ground rules just so I don't go too far. We're just testing the weapons, right? I'm not trying to actually harm you.
You can harm me. I won't bite. Hard.
But we're just using the glaives, right? I mean, it's not like an all-out, holds brawl. It's important I know this before we start.
Well, and she kind of looks all of you up and down, and she turns to Joe and she says, would you mind being referee for this?
Well, that's good. He's had a hand experience. He's the most experienced with fighting one-on-one, so yeah, that's probably good.
I mean, I'm not stepping in.
No. It's a formality. It's mainly just I would like to make sure that no one gets hurt.
I will keep an eye for any dirty tricks.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Alright,
Cool. I should probably pull up the glaive stat. It's like a good D10. I'm going to put every weapon in my arsenal on the counter so I don't have them on me. I'm just going to take the glaive, and I'm sure there's somewhere we can spar.
She says yes. And I'm going to switch the map.
Screen. I have D10 somewhere.
I'm going to make sure that is lined up appropriately on there.
Yeah. The infamous black screen.
The infamous black screen. It's
Beautiful black screen.
It's black for you guys, but for me, it is not. But now, it should not be black screen no more.
Ah, there we go.
And before you ask chat, yes, this is an Applebee's.
I see it now. I see a wonderful...
This is an actual Applebee's.
What? Why?
This is an
I
Applebee's.
think it doesn't matter why. I like.
You know,
While they're fighting all the team sticks,
I didn't hear that. What was that?
so while they're fighting, I'm going to order some cheese sticks. Just kind of,
I will take the sampler platter.
We'll use bulbous token. There we go.
Oh gosh. Aries multiplied.
Yep, I know, right? So, make sure they're on the screen. All right.
If you didn't.
Let's... All right, Ari, whenever you're ready to go.
I don't have my
Token's ability movement.
control of my token.
Okay. Let me fix that. Ari. Can you move it now?
I got it now. Okay, cool. But for purposes, there's actually like an open space in here for us to fight, right?
Yeah, it's open. I just wanted to use the Applebee's because there's not going to be an option.
I'm with it. I'm here for it. Okay. So I guess 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah. Roll for initiative. Ooh, great.
So, since technically you're still within range of my aura, you can add.
Oh, that's lovely. So that would be 17.
Was it expecting like a 47?
I only rolled a 10 on the die.
You will go first.
Oh. Okay. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna swing the glaive a couple times, just try to get used to the fact that I have a long staff with a
Okay.
blade it there. About right there. It's 18 to hit.
18 does. Let me check this real quick.
I can't hear you, Phil, if you're talking.
Oh, it is because it is loading right now. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's because I had to switch my D&D Beyond things, and my Wi-Fi is slow tonight. So, you said an 18 hit?
18 hits.
18 hits?
That's 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
Slashing, right?
Yeah.
It is, okay. Been a while since I've used one. I can attack. I'm not gonna pull out some monk tricks. That's only a 12 to hit.
A 12 does not hit.
Cool. You know what? I'm gonna just stay there. Oh, we're just fighting. We're not gonna pull monk tricks yet.
Okay. She kind of, after the first slash, you do see a little bit of blood trickle out, but you see her kind of just smile. So first and foremost, you see her, rage.
Shit.
And, then she's going to take her glaive, swing it around in your hand, and you see that she actually moves it very, very swiftly. She's a good fighter. First attack is a 23 to hit you.
I'll hit.
Second one is, I think a 20 to hit you. Yes, 20.
Also hits.
And the third attack is, a 18 to hit you.
Misses.
Okay. So, first attack does 5 slashing damage. Second attack does 11 slashing damage. And that was her bonus action. That's her turn. She is raging.
Well, seeing that, I'm going to twist my ring of haze so that I'm now a hasted book.
Mm-hmm.
And get into this a little bit more. And first attack. That dice is dead to me now. It was too low to die. So that's a 7. I swipe wide. It makes sense. I'm not used to fighting with this. Second one, much better. 23 hits for 10 damage, 10 slashing. I'll take the hasted action now. That's a soft 20 to hit and 17 to hit.
17 does not hit.
Okay. So the other one does 7 slashing damage. Okay. See, nope, I'm fighting two-handed. I don't have my fists available to me.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do as a bonus action? My ring was my bonus action. I'm good. That's me.
Okay. So, you see her say, "You're a pretty good fighter. But perhaps," and she drops the glaive.
Oh, shit.
And she is going to run over to the wall here. You will get an opportunity attack if you wish to take it.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Ooh, yeah, that will hit.
And I kid you not, that's a 9 and a 10 on the die.
Wow.
19. So another 20 slashing damage.
Another 20, you said?
Yeah.
It's actually only 10.
I have a +1 to strength-based attacks, so.
Mm-hmm.
She get hit.
She got hit. But she is going to pull a shield off of the wall.
Called shit.
As well as what appears to be a very beautiful sword. That's her free action.
I look to Ari and just say,
Oh, I got this, Joe.
And then she touches herself. She's going to use Second Wind to regain some hit points.
Crazy.
Okay.
Alright. And that's her turn.
Cool. Well, if that's the way we're going to be, I will also drop my glaive. I'm going to say very loudly that, hey, I could use some help.
Okay.
And activate my swords that are on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
That they are flying around my head right now. And I'm just going to go in with my fists and I'll close that distance.
Okay.
With my magic swords.
Okay.
Now I'm going to start punching.
Okay.
It's a natural 20.
Bro, another one?
First. Yep, I have to switch die because I'm now punching. I'll just do it in Devion. Oh god, I'm just gonna do them all. So that's hit number 1.
Okay.
Punch number 2 will miss because I rolled a 3.
Mm-hmm.
I hasted. Okay, you're now dead to me too, die, because I just rolled a 2. This is why I have so many d20s. That's a 18
That
for
is
number
not
4.
hit. That does not hit.
It does not.
No,
Okay.
because she's got a shield. Now.
It does have a shield now. Cool. So I've hit one time with a natural 20.
Yeah.
And that does. Is my thunder damage double also?
Yes.
$16. 8 of that is thunder, if it makes a difference. The rest is bludgeon. So yeah, it does make a difference because she's raging. So 8 bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend a key point just to try to stun her. Stunning strike. The one that hit.
What type of save does she need to make?
It's a con save, which I assume she can make as a barbarian.
Yeah, that's like a 24.
It's worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You could roll a 1.
That's true.
And then I'll spend another key point for Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
I get 2 more punches. God damn it. All my dice are dead to me tonight. They both miss.
Wow.
I rolled a 1 and a 4. Jesus. And anything else I can do? Oh, there is. I'm a level 2 fighter now. I'm going to take an action surge.
Ooh.
And I'm going to punch her 2 more times because I still have 4 d20s I haven't thrown across the room yet. That's a natural 20 and a 17 on the die. The 17 is a 22.
They both hit.
Ooh.
Is this what it looks like?
Dice.
I'm gonna keep that natural 20 out.
Is this what it was like watching Barthos and Odium fight? Because this shit is riveting.
7. So it's
Yours had a little more back and forth.
yeah, 6 thunder damage, 11 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and that's my turn. Not gonna move.
All right. So she looks at you, kind of wipes some blood off of her cheek, and she's like, "One last round." And she is going to she's raging, so she is just going to attempt to attack you 3 times with her sword. First one is a 23 to hit you. That will hit. Second one is a natural 1. Next one is a 19.
This is my AC is 21 now.
Okay.
And is the first one goes to hit, it activates the sword that's flying around my head, which will attempt to hit her, but I don't think a 17 will hit.
It does not. So on the first attack, you take 10 slashing damage. She is going to action surge. But she is instead going to attempt to grapple you. So I need a strength versus acrobatics.
I'd also like to use my analyze creature reaction to make an unarmed melee attack against her.
Okay.
That guy's dead also. That misses.
Okay.
So, he said strength for me.
Mm-hmm. No, well,
Straight
it's
strength.
you can do athletics or acrobatics. Two dice.
23 for acrobatics.
She rolled a 25 for athletics.
Nice.
So you are grappled. And that was her action surge. So she's gonna hold you down and she's just gonna be like panting. You're pretty good, girly. But and she lets go of you. I don't think I can take another round of those slashes, to be honest, though. She kind of releases you and smiles.
I don't think that weapon's gonna be right for me. Hey, you silvered it. It means you can charge someone else more for it.
No, take it. It's yours. That was the agreement. You don't have to pay for it. All I wanted was to spar with you.
The agreement was I'd come to try it out to see if it was right for me. I don't think it is.
Okay. I can sell it to someone else. It's very finely silvered.
It is a beautiful piece of work.
As are you.
Blushing. I'm also going to use second wind to regain some HP.
With that, she says, "Thank you all for indulging this. Here, I know it's not much, but she gives you all a cookie.
I will eat this cookie.
You gain the benefits of a wish spell. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish for another cookie.
Wait, are you really eating the cookie?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat the cookie.
I'm eating the cookie.
As
It's a cookie.
as you guys eat the cookie, she's like, "Wait, those are special." Okay.
They're fucking edibles. Just
I don't eat the cookie.
Bartos is good. He's gonna miss out.
I take the cookie. I just don't eat it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, Asmar is like, wait, before you do, she actually does stop you. These are relaxation cookies, okay?
I don't know what that means.
They've got something called Nug of Truth in them?
I will not be. I will save. I have a friend who I think would like this.
Very small dosage. It doesn't make you drop all of your,
Okay, because last time I had to slap him. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but...
No. This cookie allows for you to relax and allows you to roll 2 of your hit dice during a short rest for free. In case you end up needing it.
Take my
next beat.
I'll
Just
take,
all the.
I'm gonna take my cookie and I'll put it in my bag and I'm gonna look at her and say, I find meditation to be quite relaxing, and if you ever need someone to teach you that, I've been known to give lessons.
She looks at you and
Full blushing.
she says, meditation's not normally my style, but I could give it a shot.
I'm gonna collect all my weapons and be like, maybe we can try this again someday.
I'd like that.
Yep. Okay, we should go. Joe, don't we have to go see your sister now?
I mean, there's no There's no rush.
Joe, don't we have to go see your sister now?
I thought we're having such a fantastic time. We've got cookies.
Having such a lovely, she's such a nice lady.
It's a beautiful
Ari is
sparring.
literally grabbing all of you by the collar, except for Nock, who's still fucking hiding for some reason up in the rafters, like Batman.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Bye.
But
We got. You know what? I haven't slapped Barthos recently. Let's go get. I mean, Joe, don't we have to go see your sister? Let's go.
I
So,
hate
Ching them out.
Oh,
I
Not
hate that Odium is so not insightful that he can't pick up on what's happening right now.
Knock came down from the rafters.
He's barely recognized that Lucia's in a relationship with him.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Lucia's like, as you guys are leaving, like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you.
Oh my god, shut up.
Yeah,
Knock has
yeah.
come down from the rafters and is somehow richer than when he went up. Oh yeah, I came down to put the. Oh no, I used my mage hand, but
So anyone who was paying attention would have noticed Odium talking to Nock with money in his hands. And then Nock just took the money and walked off, and then I stood there looking very confused. And then the fight happened, and then I got sucked into that, and then I forgot about everything that happened. I got robbed. It's my own fault.
Oh, you guys were betting. I
Well,
didn't.
Odium was trying to bet, but Nock doesn't understand gambling, so he just saw Odium holding out money, so he took it and walked away.
It's literally in the middle of. So the way it works is you pick a person who you think will win, and then you will say, I will give you this money if your person wins. It's like, cool, and just took the money and walked off. Like,
Okay.
that's not how.
So,
Okay.
as you guys leave, arms, and you're walking away, eventually, Ari, the color leaves your face, and you return to your very, very white, shiny skin once more. Joe, you've been feeling pretty good today. In fact, you've been feeling pretty relaxed last night. You had a great night's sleep for the first time in a long time. And now
let's didn't have a night.
Let's fuck that all up.
You are starting to feel, you are literally almost shitting yourselves now because you guys are standing on the steps of the Holy House Temple, which on the outside of it says, Temple for all denominations of all good races.
All denominations, huh? I wonder if like the bad gods get worshipped here too.
What's a good race?
Literally the only thing I want to do, on our way there, could we have passed the vendor selling like elote?
Yeah.
Okay, great. How much would one be?
10
A snack machine.
How much
A silver? Okay, I'm gonna buy one for each person using Odium's money. And as we get to the steps, I'm just gonna be eating my elote.
Absolutely. For clarification, it's for all good deities, not all good races.
Oh.
This is gonna just
I
devolve
like,
into a very philosophical conversation.
A whole lot of humans there. Oh no.
Okay. I wasn't the only one who heard that.
Damn it.
Damn it.
I don't think. I'm not really religious. Am I allowed in there, guys?
I guarantee.
Champion or something. You're a something of Ogma.
No. Yeah, we should talk about that too. I gotta talk later.
I mean, you don't. Most places like this, it's very picky about who walks in.
as you're seeing people kind of walk around, you see a lot of different types of races. You do see a lot of what you would consider more common people coming in and out. And you also do see what appears to be a food line, where different types of food, like it's a food line that has just been cleaned up. The remnants of them picking back up like different pots and pans being lifted in the air by magic and pushed back into what you would assume to be a side door, which might be the kitchen. The actual steps walking up to the temple kind of branch up. Think of like Greek Parthenon steps to a very open space where there's very neutral marbled statues with different symbols of all different types of deities. You do see Elistre's symbol there.
I was just gonna ask about that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, Odium.
You see several different types of deities that you recognize. Even Agama symbol's there. Mistress symbol is there.
Do I see the symbol of celery?
Yes.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, Cyrili is there. And you see that Lucia says, forgive me, but I just need to spend a little bit of alone time, if that's okay.
No, that is quite all right. We talk to gods all the time. So it's fair that you get a chance to talk to yours.
Thanks, Odium. She kisses you on the cheek and she kind of waves to you guys. But she has this very determined look on her face as she kind of walks off to a corner. And she starts sitting and almost looking like she's meditating. But she kind of leaves that space.
All right. Time to find the one that looks kind of like my mom.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do we know what she looks like?
Canonically? No, I don't.
Will she be the one
with
with the scale?
Because the storyline goes, he was born, I got kicked out.
I know. So, yeah, that's a good. Does she have scales? That's a good question, Odium.
I don't know, actually.
Does she know who you are?
No. Probably. No.
Okay. What's her name?
I don't know. I never met her.
Don't know your sister's name?
So what
I never met her.
Hey, no, it's okay. Joanna told us.
I was
Actually,
like,
she did.
I've never fucking met her.
So we're looking for someone who we don't know what they look like. And we don't know their name.
Oh, nope. Her name is Sephora because Joanna told us at dinner.
Excellent.
I've never fucking met her. I'm sorry.
Do we just start yelling her name and someone will
I
appear?
figured we could just ask.
Who were you going to ask if you didn't know her name? Please.
I'm gonna walk up to somebody and go, Sephora?
Oh yeah, I was gonna do the same. I was at least gonna walk up to someone and just go, "Excuse me, I am
Sephora?
looking for someone named Sephora."
Knock, as you kind of go up, there are a couple of like acolytes in very neutral white clothing. Kind of white, almost like a pearly opalescent white. She kind of nods, and as you ask, just Sephora, she says, "Yes, she should be down in the kitchen. Do you have business with her?"
I'm just gonna trill. And I'll look back at my friends and go, Sephora? And walk in the direction of something that
Yeah.
seems to lead downstairs because I did not ask about where the kitchen was.
Walking around.
Okay.
Nock seems to have the idea. Let's.
Yeah, no, I'll
Figured
follow.
we would.
As you're making your way down the
Oh.
stairs. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, once they come over, I'm just going to imitate the acolyte's voice and say, "She's downstairs in the kitchen."
For player knowledge, but character's knowledge, you would know, as Johanna said, that she is the head cook here. So she handles all of the programs of feeding the homeless in Waterdeep, at least out of this temple. You make your way down the stairs, and it's quite dark. Only lit really by certain torchlights inside. As you look closer, obviously these torches are magical, and you kind of are not quite sure where to go. Somebody make me an investigation check.
I will investigate. Oh, it's a 15 plus 6, 21.
At first, Nock doesn't know where to go, but then Nock just kind of, you start smelling. You kind of lift up your mask a tiny bit to sniff. And you can smell that the kitchen is coming from the left side, down the hallway and then to the right. And you know this because it smells like they're making something with rosemary.
Get on my hoverboard.
Just silently riding in style.
I don't want to.
So funny. You guys make your way down the hallway, and as you approach to the other side of the door, you hear a lot of just what sounds to be like pots and pans banging together, cleaning. You hear water, you hear splashing. As you kind of open the door, it's this swinging door that you're able to push your way through into this kitchen, which is much brighter than the rest. It actually appears to have a skylight that looks straight down. As you look up, you can actually see people walking over you. And you hear, "Come on now, let's not waste away our time. We have to be up in another 6 hours. So we have to start cooking. I know it's hard, but come on, chop chop. I want to be here all night." Thank you, Christina. As you see a woman with kind of dirty blonde hair that's kind of curled, wrapped up. Bright green eyes, really